Alright, let's get this vacation started. Got my map. I'm gonna find these places and do some sightseeing. Oh yes. Oh wait. Alright. So, let's see. I need to go over here somewhere. Alright. I think I know where I need to go. All these names. Jesus. Alright, let's go. So, I think I gotta go over here. Yeah, it's on my map, I think. Yeah, I see it on the map. Yeah, I think that's where I need to go. Whatever. I'm just gonna head this way anyway. Who cares? Yeah. Guess that wasn't the right place. Maybe I need to go back. This map is stupid. I don't get it. Whatever. Alright, whatever. I hate this map. I don't understand it. Why am I even trying with this? I'm just gonna pull out my phone, because my phone won't let me down. Oh yes. Thank you, phone. Alright, Google Maps, do your job. Let me see where I need to get to. This is gonna save me some time. I'm not gonna be walking around in the sun. Alright, let's go. Alright, maybe that wasn't the right way. Hold on a second. I don't know where the hell I'm going anymore. Oh! My phone died! What the? God! Why?
Hey beautiful travelers, if you live in the US or Europe, maybe Australia, then you probably have the tendency to rely on Google Maps to help you get around a new city or a new country. But today I'm going to show you my little secret weapon that will really help you get around Lima in particular, because in my experience I've noticed that Google Maps is a hit and miss sometimes here for me at least, and this website that I have to share with you today really helped me learn my way around Lima very quickly, and I'm gonna try to explain to you guys the pros and cons of both Google Maps and this website. And we're gonna do something different today. I'm gonna take you on over to my laptop so I can try to explain to you visually what I'm trying to communicate here. So let's move on to the laptop.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna apologize in advance for any noise you'll hear because my laptop is next to my window, and there's always some kind of car making a really loud noise, a dog barking, chickens, roosters, I don't know, the works. So this is like the 8th time I'm trying to record this and this is the last time, like I give up. So I pulled up Google, okay? So in Google, in the search bar, I'm just gonna look up Google Maps. And the reason why I feel like you shouldn't rely heavily on Google Maps is just because, like, when I try to use Google Maps on my phone, sometimes I have issues with it not finding the place that I'm looking up. Google Maps on a laptop or PC works pretty darn well. You really don't have very many issues, but as far as like the phone app, at least in my personal experience, it doesn't work so well on my iPhone for some reason. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull up this street. Avenida Javier Prado. Avenida Javier Prado is a really big avenue here in Lima. So I'm just gonna look up Avenida Javier Prado. I'm gonna put in a random address here. So I will do, these are all the random addresses I've been pulling up lately. Okay, 2930. We'll just see what that pulls up. So Avenida Javier Prado, it tells me here este. Este means east in Spanish. So if it has east, then there's definitely a west to it. So you want to make sure that you're clear about which part of Javier Prado you're trying to get to. Always specify that. Like anytime someone gives you an address or something, just always clarify whether there's an east or west, because you can end up in the wrong place. Now, if you decide to take a taxi somewhere, then more than likely the taxi driver will clarify and ask you like whether you're trying to go east or west. But if you're taking the public bus, then they don't often ask you this information, which is why you should always try to clarify whether or not the street that someone is giving you, the address that someone's giving you, whether it has an east or west to it, just to be clear. Sorry about all the dogs in the background. But Alright, so this is the address, Javier Prado Este 2930. So if I were to be coming from this direction, from the right side, and I was taking a public bus to get to this place, then I would, you know, make a note of all of these like side streets here on the sides that I would have to look out for. This is a hospital here. And I would just be on the lookout for when the bus is passing by these places to know, oh, it's almost time for me to get off. If I were coming from this side, which is like from Miraflores and Borja Surco, then I would look out for these things over here to know when it's about time for me to get off. The thing with this though, for me, is that it doesn't provide much assurance that you're gonna get off at the right place, because you're kind of like constantly on your toes about like whether or not you've missed that landmark that you were looking out for, that street name. And like, especially if Spanish isn't your first language, then it can be a bit difficult to remember all of these names, street names, if you haven't written them down. But most of you are probably responsible and you write them down. But sometimes the street names that you'll see on the sides aren't always accurate. Sometimes they'll be like, they'll have like let's say for example, this is the name of the street here, Extremadoiro. That's a crazy name. Alright, well, let's just say that this is the name of this street here, and this is what you see on Google Maps, but it could be that while you're going past this street, they haven't updated the street signs and you have the old street name on there, and so that can throw you off. So it's a bit unreliable, I think, sometimes. And then, you know, just the fact that you're kind of looking out for all these landmarks and being worried about not missing them, and just getting nervous. Like, oh, like I know for me especially in the past, I used to be like, oh man, did I pass it already and I just not notice? Maybe I should get off now, and then I would get off too soon. Or sometimes I would miss it and I would get off later, and I would have to like walk back to where I was trying to get off at, or walk to where I was trying to get off at. So it doesn't provide much certainty, and that's why I don't heavily rely on Google Maps to get to places. The good thing about Google Maps though is that they do have some bus stops indicated. So you'll have here like Paradero is bus stop, and this is Paradero Rosatoro. So this is the bus stop Rosatoro. Now, I'm not sure if they decided to put these in place for the blue buses that I kind of mentioned to you guys in a previous video. About the different types of buses. Maybe that's why. I'm not sure what's going on there, because this didn't used to exist. But they do have some of these bus stops now, so that you can kind of go along the way. And you know, like if I was trying to take public buses with just this information, with the street signs and stuff, and I would have this here, I would ask like the person on the bus, working on the bus, I would be like, hey, are you going near Paradero Rosatoro? And then they would tell me yes or no, and then I would know, oh, okay, you know, it's taking me in the right direction, I can always get off here and walk back this way or whatever. So that's what that helps out with. Now with going back to streets that have like este and oeste to them, let's just say here Javier Prado, and I will look up 1150 and see what that pulls up. Alright, so if I'm in either Javier Prado 1150, then it tells me Javier Prado Oeste or Este. So I'm just going to click on Oeste, and then it takes me around here. Now if I decide to change this Oeste, which is west, for Este, which is east, then it's going to take me... Where is it taking me? Okay, one second. It's going to take me all the way to the other side. So that's why it's very important for you to know which end you're getting off at when it comes to these streets that have east and west to them, because you may think that you need to get off here when in reality you're supposed to get off way on the other side, so you end up like walking around like an idiot because you're looking for the street around here and you don't see the street number for some reason, like on the doors or buildings you don't see that number, so you keep walking and walking and the numbers are descending, and then they start ascending again, and then you finally get to where you're trying to get to, which is like 20 blocks later. So that's why it's really important to know that. Okay, so the website that I want to tell you guys about today is, I'm gonna pull up Google again. Alright, let's pull up Google. And if you want, you can look up Guia Calles. So Guia is guide and Calles is street. so street guide. And you can click on this one, or maybe this one. I just click on this one. And it takes you to this site. So this site seems a bit outdated. It kind of is sometimes, but it works really well. So if I were to look up that same address, Avenida Javier Prado, I don't remember what number I typed in again. I don't know, 3550 or something. Nothing pulls up, okay? If I decide to do, let's see, Avenida Javier Prado. Okay, that pulls something up. And then if I decide to do, 1 second, Javier Prado, then that pulls that up, the same thing up. Okay, so for this site, when you want to look up an address, you cannot put the actual number of the street or house or whatever that you're trying to get to. You can only put in the name of the street. Whether or not you want to use the abbreviation for like avenue, in this case AV, or calle, which is street, CA, or UB, I think is urbanización. I don't know. I'll try to explain that. Urbanización, I don't know exactly what the translation for that is. I would say something like neighborhood or something. If somebody knows that speaks Spanish, let me know in the comments. PZ is plaza. And what else do we have here? I think that's it. JR is Giron. So if you want, you can put in the abbreviations, but the easiest thing for you to do is just simply to put in the street name. So I just put in Javier Prado, bam, and then it gave me all the options here. Now, here you have cuadra, which is block. So it tells you it's from this block until, which is hasta, until this block. And then it tells you the district and it belongs to, and then it tells you the urbanización, whatever that is in English. Neighborhood, I don't know. So I was looking up Avenida Javier Prado, block 35 or something. So it tells me Avenida Javier Prado Este, 35, it belongs to San Borja. So I click on that, and then it's gonna pull it up around here somewhere. So there's a little X. This is what it's telling me here. Now if I want to move this around a bit just to see the stuff, then I have the option to do that. So I'll click mover, the little hand means move. But the thing is once you do that, then the little X disappears. But the good thing about the site, whether you click on mover or not, is that this site gives you actual block numbers. So here you have Javier Prado Este, and you have blocks 29, 30, 31, etc. So here's 35, and so on. This is really great. I love this site so much because it gives you block numbers, which are so important. Because if for some reason I'm trying to get here, right? And I somehow panic and I accidentally get off too soon because I think I've already missed my little landmark or something I was looking out for, and I end up here. Well, as I'm walking, I can kind of look at the street names or the buildings to see whether or not I'm going in the right direction based on the numbers, the street numbers or the block numbers. Because then that way, you know, what if I get off too soon and I'm walking up this way and I'm like, no, maybe this is not the right place, and then I start walking back, and then I start going back and forth trying to find this place. Knowing the number helps me know, like, okay, whether I'm going in the right direction or I need to go back, and so on. So that's why I love the site so much, because it really helps you know for sure which direction you need to go in. Now, this site unfortunately does not give you like bus stops, and it does not show you like images the way Google Maps would show you images of the place that you're trying to go to, neighboring streets, etc. But I just really love the block numbers because they're so important. Here we go by block numbers, and the reason why block numbers are so important is because, for example, let's go back to my use of Javier Prado. That's like a big street here. Let's say you want to go to Avenida Javier Prado, the address is, I don't know, 3490 or something. So you're going to block 34, okay? If the address is 3490, then you're going to block 34. If the address is 910, then you're going to block 10. So that's why the block numbers are important. Now you're going to 3490, so you need to get off here at block 34 more or less. And let's say that you see a bus and it says Javier Prado on the side of the bus, so you think, oh, okay, this bus is going Javier Prado, I should get on this bus. But this is the thing, is that even though some buses may say they go down a certain street, they don't always go down that entire street, which is why it's so important for you to, before you actually board on the bus, you ask, hey, are you going to this block of the street? And then they'll tell you yes or no, and then you know whether or not you should get on that bus or not, because it could be that they're going halfway on that street and they happen to get off 10-15 blocks before your actual stop, and they don't go the rest of the way. So that's why it's really important to know the actual block numbers, so that you know whether or not to get on the right bus. And this will definitely help you out, I think, because then you'll become more familiarized with the different block numbers for like different intersections and so on, and it'll help you get around a lot better, because you'll start learning like, oh, certain buses pass by at this stop, and this stop is on this block of this street, and so on and so forth. Like, it'll just help you so much, I'm telling you. If you're planning on living in Lima for a while, this is definitely a great site to have. And a lot of times, sometimes like I was mentioning earlier about Google Maps having like these new names for certain streets, and then they won't register like old names. Like sometimes with some places they'll give you the old address of streets. So for example, like where I live right now, a lot of people know my street by the old name, not so much by the new name. And if I look up Google Maps, I'm pretty sure that the new name will show up, but not the old name. So someone could give me the old name of the street where I live on, and then I'm over here trying to find it on Google Maps, and I can't find it on Google Maps anymore because they've been updated. But this wonderful little site is, I think, not so updated in terms of the street names. They still have some of the old names on there, which is really good, because then you can find some streets that probably don't show up on Google Maps. So it's good to be able to compare the two. I do that all the time, to compare them and see like where exactly I'm trying to go to. So that's why I love this site.
Alright, so to wrap up this video, because it's really long, but I hope that you found it useful, is that another little con about using this special website is that when you try to pull it up on your phone, I don't believe that it works so well on your phone. I don't think that it gives you the option to actually like move around the screen. Like I think when you pull up a street address, it will give that to you with a little X mark in the map, but then I don't think you're allowed to move anything around. You have to do it from your laptop. So I would just suggest that you do that from your laptop in advance if possible, or see if it works out well for you on your phone. Now, a recommendation that I have for you guys is that when you arrive in Lima and you're going to your airport, or when you're hanging around Lima and you're exploring the city, I definitely recommend that you have a look at these websites and Google Maps before you actually arrive, to have an idea of the route that you're going to take from the airport to your destination. Especially use this website that I showed you today, Guia Calles, because it tells you the block numbers of the streets that you're going to go along, and that way as you're going along the street you can actually see the actual numbers that you're going by, and know that, okay, you're headed in the right direction. Some of you, we all learn differently, so some of you may feel more comfortable with the different like landmarks or whatever, so that may be better for you, and actually using Google Maps may be great because it's very visual. You can see like the different pictures and stuff. For me personally, I feel much more comfortable, secure knowing the block numbers, and that helps me a lot better. So do whatever works for you. I just wanted to show you that option there in case some of you are kind of like me and that this will help you. So we're finally done with this really long video. I hope that you have found this information very useful. We're gonna start going into this subject of transportation, and I'll throw in some random stuff along the way, because I really want to make my transportation videos interesting and have like really nice footage, but I'm not always out and about taking public transportation, so, and then sometimes when I do go out, I don't always get the shots that I want. But anyway, I'm gonna get around to it. I'm gonna show you guys how to get around Lima, and we're gonna take it one step at a time. So today we have learned how to use this map as a tool to help you get around, and in my next video related to transportation, I'm gonna tell you guys about the different people that work in the public transportation system here for like the city buses at least, okay? Alright! If you have found this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, a like. It really helps me out a lot when you guys do that. Subscribe to my channel to see more videos on tips that will definitely help you when you come and travel to Peru, or to see my personal vlogs and stuff. And follow me on social media if you'd like to stay in touch with me. I want to also say some things very briefly. Hopefully it doesn't take long, but I know some of you guys were a bit surprised with my last video on meeting women and dating in Peru, and the reason I made that video was because someone had asked me about this subject, and I really feel like my channel, like, it's my duty as a Peruvian living here, bilingual person, to have, like, because I have this channel, it's my duty to really listen to your concerns and do my best to answer them or address them. So someone asked me about this subject because there are people, you know, that are looking for partners, so they want to know maybe about cultural differences or how to find someone that's compatible, etc., etc. So I went and did my best to make a video to address the subject, and I'm not trying to promote like prostitution or anything like that. If that's what floats your boat and the other person is of age, go for it, do your thing. But I really tried to listen to what you guys asked me about. Someone also asked me about making a video on vaccinations, so I am working on that, and I will hopefully get around to that very soon. But really, I want you guys, anytime you have a question or you want me to make a video on a specific subject, just reach out to me, leave me a comment below the videos, or send me a private message via Facebook or something, and let me know what you want a video on, and I will do my absolute best to make a video on that subject. I can't promise it always. I had someone request a video on insects that you can find in Lima, and I don't really think there's anything super surprising here in the city, so I don't think I can do that anytime soon. But if I ever get around to going to the jungle, then I will make a cool video on insects from the jungle. And hopefully I have my GoPro and my drone and stuff by then. But I really do try to listen to what you guys want. So I am currently thinking of making a video on homosexual dating in Peru, Peruvian women dating, expat women or foreign women dating Peruvian men, and maybe doing like Muslim acceptance or discrimination in Peru, these kinds of things, because some people have asked me about these things, so I'm like, maybe it would be a good idea to make a video on these subjects so that I can address those concerns. Someone also asked me about filing taxes when you have dual citizenship as an American and a Peruvian, so I am thinking about making all of these videos behind the scenes when I'm gonna get around to them. But I am working on them, and I will try to do them as quickly as possible, but I wanted you guys to know that. Also, if you haven't already left this video, I have a live stream coming up this Saturday at 1 p.m. Lima time. So I know it's a really late notice for you guys. I was hoping to have this video on Tuesday, but then I didn't record the scenes in time and I had to postpone it. So anyway, sorry, but I have a live stream coming up this Saturday at 1 p.m. Lima time. I don't know what time that is for you guys, but I don't know what subject we're going to talk about just yet. If you have any suggestions about what we could talk about, leave them in the comments below, private message me, whatever, it's fine. And I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching once again. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon, hopefully. Take care. Bye-bye. Why are you so unmanageable? Using practically since